Two teams, three builds, and one very important player who surfaced on Sunday's injury report. Hey, you're watching The Perfect Lineup, where Josh Engleman and myself, Dave Loughran, look to take down a tournament with one of these beauties we're building on today's show. I'll build three lineups out with the core, the foundation. Josh will take it over to the single lineup sims and see what we can do. I have no idea what it's going to look like in advance. We'll find out for ourselves and see what builds make the most sense going into this Monday Night Football game to close out Week 5. As always, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It's free to do. And if you want to get a free week of Sims Max, all you got to do, leave a comment down below. Today's qualifications, let me know who you think is going to win and by how much. So it would be like this: Chiefs by 7 or Jaguars by 3. If you're right, you may have a free week of Sims coming your way simply for commenting on this wonderful video right here. Let's get into it. I'm going to build three plays or three lineups. And Josh, again, will take them to the Sims and see what we can work with our magic. Maybe a little randomness. I actually altered one guy's projection as well, just to get an idea of what it would look like if he's kind of where we expect him to be once we get closer to lock. But the first lineup I want to build is Xavier Worthy, captain. This is the guy I was talking about, who we have significant questions regarding his injury status. Now, by all reports, he is expected to play, but he had fully practiced all week long. And then Sunday, it turns out that, he sprained his ankle and he had some swelling. If he goes, I tend to think he'll be okay. Andy Reid, anytime he gets guys out on the field, when they're questionable, they're typically fine. I know Patrick Mahomes is kind of a breed of his own, but every time he's had a high ankle or something, and you're like, man, this guy is going to have no mobility, he ends up running for 40 yards and throwing 3 touchdowns. But if Xavier Worthy's out there, I assume he's going to be all right. And with that in mind, at his price point, which I think is still vastly cheaper than it should be, I want to plug him in at captain. He can make the big plays. And Tyquan Thornton, I want to point this out to you guys, not just for the sake of this lineup, but for the sake of you playing showdowns tonight in general. Tyquan Thornton had 11 deep targets through the first 3 weeks of the season. Led the Chiefs by a ton. No one else had more than 2. Mahomes was peppering him. However, in week 4, Thornton's snap count and routes run dropped dramatically. He had 1 total target, not a deep target, and Xavier Worthy had 4 deep targets on the day. So he will fully supplant him and is a much better pass catcher who Patrick Mahomes absolutely adores and is happy to have back. I want him at captain. I think he's too cheap. Now, outside of that, we're going to go Patrick Mahomes at flex, and I'm going to throw Harrison Butker in here as well. Both of these teams have very impressive defenses. Forget about the Chiefs, who we know play good defense. Trent McDuffie, and just a slew of quality players. But on the other side, Hines Allen has been fantastic. They're getting pressure on opposing quarterbacks. The Jags secondary and run defense have been good as well. So if this ends up being one of the game played in between the 20s, Harrison Butker could be in for a day. And we've seen him in many, many winning showdown lineups over the past however many years.
All right, Loughy has set us up for lineup number 1. We're here. We're in the single lineup simulator. We've got Xavier Worthy in at captain. We've got Mahomes. We've got Butker. Loughy wants to run this bad boy with 5% randomness, so I set that at the bottom. We have $20,800 remaining, 3 spots left to fill. We're going to get the optimal plays with a little bit of randomness attached. All we do is click complete this lineup, and we'll get the rest of it. This lineup ends up being a 4-2 Chiefs stack. We ended up getting Travis Kelce, Trevor Lawrence is in, and De'Ami Brown leaves 2K on the table. Very interesting start, but now the only thing that's important is us clicking run lineup simulation to find out how well does this lineup actually grade out. And that's a pretty good start for us. 71% sim ROI, 0.3% chance to pick up a win, and a 37% cash rate. I wouldn't change a thing about this lineup, but if you do want to make some tweaks, we do have $2,000 left over if you want to see what else can happen here. Alrighty, folks, 10 of you were able to get Kyren Williams as the highest scorer for Thursday Night Football. He ended up just edging out Stafford. So now one of you 10 will be the winner of the giveaway. If you see your name pop up here, email support@stokastic.com with a screenshot of you being the winner. That's going to lock it down. And Nate's post, assuming I'm saying that correctly, you are the winner. Claim your prize by emailing support@stokastic.com.
All right, let's go to lineup number 2. And before we do, you guys already know, anytime you want to get access to all of our tools for free, not just the sims, but the single lineup sim you see in today's video, the boom bust tool, top stacks, the top single game and showdown plays tool, which gives you optimal rates and leverage on everybody, the entire suite of tools. That link in the description gets you 25% off any monthly NFL subscription, core or max. The promo code is perfect25, but with that link, it'll auto load the code in for you. You don't have to do a thing. So perfect25 with that link gets you 25% off any monthly subscription you want for the NFL season. All right, let's talk about this second lineup. We've got to plug Patrick Mahomes in at captain. Yes, he's going to be chalky, but I also think we just need to see what these builds look like, okay? Since he's going to be chalky, this is where I want to get different. I want to go to Brashard Smith in the flex. And I'm actually going to have Josh boost this projection to 5. Now, if you're doing this the right way and not just for the sake of me producing this piece of content to give us a better guidance and a better idea of how it would look if he projected better, you would project everybody else, particularly in this backfield, differently if Brashard Smith was getting a higher projection. But for now, let's bump him from 3.95, which is where he's at the time of me recording, to 5 and see what happens. Smith last week saw enough work to say at 3,200, he could be viable in this spot. 4 targets on the day. Yes, they were playing with a lead, but still the backfield, and this is why I'm willing to take a shot or two here, the simple one-piece contrarian play can make a difference. This backfield between Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt, it's stagnant right now. Hunt is a plodding back, and Isaiah Pacheco, following the injury, seems to be a shell of his former self. Patrick Mahomes spoke glowingly of Brashard Smith. And with all of the ambiguity in this backfield, why not take a shot on a day like today where Smith's going to get very little ownership? I don't know how it'll sim out, but I want to try it. And then I want to bump Xavier Worthy into the flex spot as well, because if I'm captaining Mahomes and Xavier Worthy plays and is good to go, he is clearly the primary target. There was no one else that is even particularly close.
Okay, Loughy has now given us our setup for lineup number 2. This one feels pretty familiar. Pat Mahomes in at the captain spot. Xavier Worthy in at the flex. So we're taking him from captain in lineup 1, moving him to the flex, and then we're taking Brashard Smith, just 3,200. Gives us a little bit of salary savings. Now we're in the same spot we were for the first lineup. We have 3 places left to go, $22,100 to spend. No randomness on this one. The final 3 spots will be the optimal 3 spots for whatever's remaining in this lineup. And we go from just 3 Chiefs to 3-3. We got 3 Jacksonville Jaguars. We got ETN, Trevor Lawrence, and Dyami Brown once again. $1,100 left on the table. Will this lineup be better or worse than the first one? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. Mahomes at captain changes up everything. So let's see what we've got. Not as good as the first one, probably a little chalky in those flex spots, considering we have Mahomes at the captain. 36.5% sim ROI, 0.2% chance to win, 37% cash rate. We've got 2 lineups booked, but I'm anxious to see what Loughy's going to cook up for the third.
Let's round it out with the third and final lineup. We'll have Josh sim this one, and of course, every single time we do a perfect lineup, we post a Tails exclusive perfect lineup over to Tails. Link down there to follow Josh and myself. He'll probably post this one today, but I post all of my bets for free and all of my DFS content along with his over there on Tails. Would love to have you guys join us. Everything is 100% free. There's no credit card required, nothing. We're just building an incredible platform where you're not slapped in the face like you are on Twitter with content and topics that you don't want. No, straight bets, straight DFS, parlays, lineups, everything on Tails. Come join a massively growing community and do it while we're on the ground floor. Check out the leaderboards for new people to follow as well. Those are brand new. So I want to go with a crazy one here, and it's going to be Dyami Brown at captain. Yes, if we're doing this video, I'm not doing chalk everywhere. We want to get weird, see if it works. And if it doesn't, good. Now we know it doesn't work. Now we know it's a negatively simmed lineup. I want to go 0.7% captain ownership, Dyami Brown. And I want to plug in Trevor Lawrence. And while I have some reservations about Brian Thomas, because he's going to see a lot of McDuffie, he's not having a great year. He has 3 drops. No team has dropped more passes so far than the Jaguars, and it's a tough matchup. It's also a showdown slate. It's only one game, and weird things happen all the time. We just saw the San Francisco 49ers knock off the Rams. We just saw last night the New England Patriots as 8.5-point dogs take out the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. So if you're going into this with chalk mentality, there's only one way it can play out. It's not true. It plays out in a multitude of ways, and I want to play this one as, you know what? Maybe Trevor Lawrence does have a good day passing, and Liam Cohen figures some things out in the passing game. Dyami Brown captain, Trevor Lawrence flex, Brian Thomas flex, and we're going to see what else we get, because my guess is we're going to be able to do whatever the hell we want in these remaining 3 spots.
Now, before we build out the rest of this lineup, don't forget, link in the description. You want to follow myself and Loughy on Tails. We are posting bonus perfect lineups on Tails. We started doing this now for each one of the videos. We had them for week 5. We're absolutely going to have them here for Monday Night Football, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. You do not want to miss it. Make sure you're following us on Tails. But now we got to figure out this final lineup. Dyami Brown in at the captain spot, sub 1% owned as a captain, big time salary savings. Trevor Lawrence in, Brian Thomas in for the first time. This is 3 Jags to start. We know we're going to spend a lot of salary because we have 27.6 left over, 3 spots left to go. I'm expecting to just fill it up with some of the best possible plays, but we got to figure that out by clicking complete this lineup. Unsurprisingly, spending a ton here. We end up getting Mahomes, we end up getting Travis Kelce, and we get Xavier Worthy. So we go 3 Chiefs, another 3-3 split, $600 left on the table. I'm hoping this one's the best one. Not the best one, but still good. 56.5% sim ROI, 0.2% chance to win. 3% top 10. I like that. 37% cash rate. Worst case scenario, you just built 3 solid positive ROI lineups. Maybe you want to make some tweaks and see what they look like. If you have this single lineup sim at Stokastic, you can do that. Whether it's one of these 3 lineups or whether it's the bonus lineup that ends up at Tails, I'm confident that Loughy and I will cook up the perfect lineup.